I'm trying to find it again, that there may be a warning for people around the area. You know what? I take that back. We're going to get some clarification on that before we go with it, some confirmation. But there have been a lot of hot spots, and obviously we're seeing this fire is throwing hot spots as well.
Doctor, what do the next 24 to 48 hours look like for you and your family?
Okay, yeah, everyone seems to be on edge right now. Hello?
Yeah, I was going to ask you again what the next 24 to 48 hours looks like for you and your family in the midst of everything that's happening.
Well, we just moved to another place that's on Tahunga, and we're all going to be on alert.
Yeah, I think like the rest of Southern California at this point.
Yeah, you know, it's stuff like this that helps. The minute someone finds something out, we called you up, and you guys are going to hopefully say something on the news so people know that their neighborhood is lighting up, you know, because how else are they going to know? They're inside watching the news, and they're not watching the mountain or their neighborhood.
Well, we are doing our very best, Doctor, and we certainly appreciate.
You're doing a great job. I've been watching you all morning.
Oh, well.
All day, I mean. All day.
All day. You know, the hours sort of all go together at some point, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to attend to my family, and I hope they put this out.
We appreciate you giving us a call and giving us your input and insight, and please stay safe, you and your family.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Thank you so much. All right, so that was Dr. Marinaro. He, has a business just off of Ventura Boulevard. He's about a quarter mile from what you're looking at here right now. He got the call from his daughter, who was hysterical. They've all since moved out. They're safe, and again, keeping up to date on what's happening by watching what's happening on the local news.
You know what was great? He was able to really pinpoint the location for us. And we were in a whole different direction, thinking it was closer to the Studio City side of Laurel Canyon, and somewhere it's between Laurel Canyon and Coldwater Canyon. I see Melissa McGee is standing by right now as we continue to look at this picture from News Chopper 4. Give us an idea of the winds out there.
Like he said, the wind is barely breezy. Did you hear him say that? And also the winds are fairly light. So we've got the winds coming in out of the northwest. Relative humidity, though, is dry. And he is correct in the sense that this fire is sandwiched in between Coldwater Canyon and Laurel Canyon, and it's south of the boulevard. Just to give people an idea of what's north of the boulevard, once you cross over Ventura, you're very close to Whitsett, which is where he was calling from. And also, if you continue to go further down Whitsett and then travel over to the west, you're close to the Sportsman Lodge area, where a lot of people are familiar with that. That's right off of Coldwater Canyon as well. So the winds are light, but it's dry, and it's moving into an area where there are a lot of homes. And like we've been seeing, it looks like it's going to be hard for evacuation in the sense that we're dealing with very narrow roads. So folks trying to get out as firefighters are trying to come up and battle the blaze there. And on top of that, you got hot spots that are moving in around that fire.
Melissa, Michael, I just found the information I was looking for. We got an alert from the LAFD regarding the fire burning near Laurel Canyon. And it says, and I'm quoting here, Laurel Canyon, Mulholland, Coldwater, Ventura Boulevard, those nearby need to be ready to evacuate, just in case there's a turn for the worse here.
And as we spoke to the doc not too long ago, he's within the vicinity, and he is heated again. This warning, he and his family are out, and they have moved to a safer place. And again, we'll just continue to see what happens as we continue to clock these fires all around Southern California.
Let's check back in with News Chopper 4 and Julia Deng for a look at the progress being made, and still a lot of fire out there. Julia?
Yeah, Colleen, you can see flames burning through the roof of this first structure that fell victim to this fire on Sunswept Drive. It collapsed on air, and now flames are just chewing through the roof. Firefighters have stationed themselves now on the adjacent property. You can see they're standing on the roof here and shooting water at these flames, but they still don't have this under control. And what's more, it looks like the adjacent structure is catching fire as well. Look at this. We were worried about the stairs that firefighters were going up to try and fight this more aggressively, but embers have jumped over to this neighboring home. We don't see any lights on. I don't think anybody is home. But for anybody who has not evacuated yet, right, we're talking about these narrow canyon roads, these narrow winding roads. And now to the north of Sunswept Drive, we have fire trucks lining these streets, protecting additional homes that could be threatened. So that's going to make it even harder for residents who are trying to get out. And then earlier we showed you another hotspot, which in size is comparable to what we see burning here. The difference is that other hotspot to my left isn't threatening any homes just yet. We don't even see firefighters over there. As I zoom out, that's on the other hillside here. You might not be able to see it. But this firefight still very much underway, active, and we did get that same alert that Colleen just read live. That was as Dr. Ron was talking about being on alert and his daughter being in hysterics. They are warning people here about potential evacuations. So at this point, this is just an evacuation warning, but same thing we saw earlier with the Sunset Fire in the Hollywood Hills. Moments after getting that first alert, my phone was going off in the helicopter about potential evacuations. Within 10 minutes, we got the alert about the mandatory evacuation order. So anybody in this area who has not done so already, now is the time to start packing your go bags.
I got to say, from this vantage point, it looks as if things look slightly better than
Slightly is a very good
I'm
word
going to use the word slightly. I mean, that's the caveat there. Slightly better than it did when you first rolled up, Julie.
Slightly better. We're seeing more smoke, less flames, but you got to take into consideration the direction of these flames. I think this house, at this first structure, it's burning out. It's burning to the ground, but flames are now spreading to the right. So there is an entire structure here for it to chew through. And then next to that, another one just steps away. And look at how closely these homes are packed together. Look at how narrow these canyon roads are. This is a recipe for a disaster, and LAFD knows that. That's why they're attacking this so aggressively, dedicating so many resources to this. We've seen 2 or 3 water drops from overhead already, about a dozen fire trucks here. They've got this surrounded on all sides. Dr. Ron also was talking about neighbors who are soaking their homes, trying to do anything proactive they can to protect their own properties.
Julia, are you seeing any of that there?
We're not seeing a lot of resident activity on this stretch of Sunswept Drive, and that's probably good news. That means people have gotten out of here. They've gotten out of the way of the fire department. They're letting the professionals handle this, so they know where it is safe to set up. They know which roofs they can climb onto. They know which staircases they can drag their hose up. We haven't seen any additional structural collapse since that home, that 4-story home, went down. That was about 20 minutes ago now. We do have some new information that I want to repeat from the LA County Fire Department. They're now confirming this is not related to the Sunset Fire. This has nothing to do with what we covered earlier in the Hollywood Hills. So still unclear how this started, what sparked this, where it came from, but this is not related to what was happening on the other side of the hills.
And again, I think it bears repeating here, Colleen, that this fire burning near Laurel Canyon, Mulholland, Coldwater Canyon, Ventura Boulevard, those nearby should get set for what we're calling a potential evacuation. You know, they're being advised here to monitor local newscasts, LAFD social media. Again, evacuation preparation, info, just be ready, be set, and be ready to go.
Because we have seen how quickly things change. I mean, last night, never more evident. I mean, we had gusts, and then we had Hurricane Gus later in the evening. And while our meteorologists tell us that's not going to happen, as Melissa pointed out, even a small gust is enough to fuel hotspots spotting ahead here.
Again, this is what we believe to be a 4-story structure here. Julia Ding live over in News Chopper 4, and we pulled up, what would you say, 20, 25 minutes ago. And when you rounded sort of the canyon there,